Hello and welcome to Your World. I'm Narendra Pawaka. Let's begin our first segment on Your World. Here it is. In our opening segment, China plans to continue upholding multilateralism despite U.S. abuse of tariffs, which has met worldwide opposition. The United Nations World Food Program, or WFP, urgently calls for unimpeded access to immediately reposition food assistance across key locations in Sudan. Now here's the complete story.
Right in the center of Chinatown, this discount store has been serving customers for almost 35 years. Nearly all of the products is sourced from China. In the past week, Donald Trump has increased the taxes on Chinese goods multiple times. Chinese goods will now be taxed at 145%, while China is hitting American products with a 125% tariff. The White House verbally hit back but didn't raise the stakes further. This week's about face by Donald Trump showed he's still sensitive to market fluctuations. Meanwhile, China will continue upholding multilateralism despite the U.S. abuse of tariffs, which has met worldwide opposition, said an official from China's Customs Department on Monday. At a press briefing, Wang Lingjun, Deputy Head of General Administration of Customs of China, reiterated China's position on opposing U.S. abuse of tariffs. The U.S. government has recently abused its tariffs worldwide, going against the trend. The move has not only been widely opposed by relevant countries, but also criticized and opposed by international organizations. Japan's Prime Minister Ishiba Shigeru has indicated that he will not rush to conclude tariff talks with the United States. On Monday, Ishiba attended a lower house committee held to mainly discuss the tariff measures of President Donald Trump's administration. Former Trade Minister Saito Ken from the main ruling Liberal Democratic Party spoke about the Japan-U.S. tariff talks set to begin this week. Saito said the U.S. has already taken some of its new tariff measures against Japan, so an early conclusion of the talks will be desirable. But he said parties who become impatient sometimes lose. Some Hong Kong economists believe it will be American consumers and businesses who are the first to bear the brunt of Trump's economic measures. In an era of globalization, manufacturing electronic goods has been an indispensable source of wealth generation for many countries around the world. For top American smartphone maker Apple, only some 30% of the iPhone's hardware is produced in the US, with the remaining parts manufactured in nations like South Korea, Japan, and China. China, being the primary assembly hub for our phones, is home to 96% of all production of the Apple product. Meanwhile, 2 years of war have pushed Sudan into the world's worst hunger crisis. Famine is now spreading. Nearly half the population, 24.6 million people, faces acute hunger. More than 600,000 are in catastrophic conditions. Famine has been confirmed in 10 locations, most in North Darfur, including Zamzam Camp and 2 in the western Nuba Mountains. 1 in 3 children in the worst hit areas is acutely malnourished. From Khan Yunis, citizens were killed and wounded as a result of Israeli airstrikes this morning on several locations in Khan Yunis, south of the Gaza Strip. The Israeli occupation army continues to intensify its air, land, and sea raids on all governorates of the Strip.
And now let's travel to Japan, as the country on Monday marks 9 years since its first major tremor in a series of quakes that struck Kumamoto Prefecture. And also from Hong Kong, the Drainage Services Department introduces new robots to increase maintenance, work efficiency, and safety. Now let's have a look.
Monday marks 9 years since the first major tremor in a series of earthquakes that struck Kumamoto Prefecture, southwestern Japan. Although most damaged infrastructure has been restored, enhancing disaster preparedness remains a key issue in the region. In the 2016 Kumamoto earthquake, two major tremors hit the region, each with a seismic intensity of 7, the highest level on Japan's scale. This resulted in a total of 278 deaths in Kumamoto and neighboring Oita Prefecture. From Poland, the European Commission is considering introducing additional restrictions for the Polish poultry industry in connection with the highly pathogenic bird flu. In the past 2 months, 53 outbreaks of influenza have been confirmed in Poland, in Mazowiecki and Wielkopolski provinces in a total of 73 throughout the country. The Commission said that the disease is also present in other EU countries, but in Poland, the situation is particularly unfavorable. From South Korea, a gaping hole is seen in the middle of the road. The sinkhole measures 5 by 3 meters and goes 5 meters deep. A large sinkhole appeared near a metro construction site in Busan at around 5 a.m. Sunday morning. District office authorities were called to the scene by the police and were taking safety measures when the ground collapsed. Meanwhile, Audrey Sitois ran in a share house in Calvin Grove. She'd love to have rooftop solar to help drive down her power bills. Ms. Sitois is hoping to benefit from a state government scheme that will offer grants up to 3,500 Australian dollar or 2,217 US dollar for landlords to install solar panels on a rental property. The 26 million Australian dollar or 16 million US dollar program could save renters as much as 700 Australian dollars or 443 US dollar a year. A similar program ran in Queensland in 2019, which involved tenants agreeing to a rent increase of about $10 a week, given the electricity savings. How this rebate scheme will work is still being discussed. From Hong Kong, China, the Drainage Services Department today introduced new robots to increase maintenance work efficiency and safety. The department aims to incorporate innovative technology into its work to handle adverse weather conditions and regular inspections. This machine is called the Mobile Powerful Pumping Robot. Recently introduced by the Drainage Service Department, this wireless water discharge robot is capable of draining 800 cubic meters of water per hour. It can be in operation for 8 consecutive hours. From Vietnam, railway development is a top priority in Vietnam-China cooperation. The Lao Chai, Hanoi, Haiphong Railway stands as one of these key projects. This railway line will facilitate good transportation from Haiphong Seaport through China to Europe and back, making significant contributions to trade and boosting economic value. The project is expected to start this year. An 8-hectare plot of land will serve as one of the resettlement areas in Haipo City. Site clearance compensation totals approximately $236 million. From Iceland, a carved piece of wood discovered on the shore at Alfthans in southwest Iceland may be more than 300 years old. It is believed that the object washed ashore during a spring tide in a recent storm. Erlander Svensson, a film director, was scouting for a location for a new music video for the artist Bernier when he came across the unusual object on the ground, which immediately caught his attention. Erlander took the object to the Minjastoften Islands, or Cultural Heritage Agency of Iceland, where it is now undergoing analysis and preservation.
In the Coonawarra region of South Australia, the grape harvest has started for this year's vintage. Windsor Estate has been producing wine since the 1950s.
Watch out, tractor coming!
And while tradition is important, innovation is critical. Which is why they've partnered with the CSIRO on a research program to help breed mildew-resistant vines. At the CSIRO's offices in Adelaide, Dr. Paul Boss leads a team of scientists working with Treasury Wine Estates, the owners of brands such as Wynns and Penfolds. They've been developing breeding lines for the past 15 years, incorporating a mildew-resistant germplasm, which is the plant's genetic material and DNA sequences, acquired from France in 1997. But that's not the only thing the scientists have bred into the plants. They're tiny. Environmental research scientist Angelique Germico says the size of these dwarf vines isn't the only benefit.
They take a shorter time to actually get to maturity in terms of flower and fruit development. So, for example, a wild-type plant that you find out in your normal vineyard, 2 to 3 years to get it to flower and produce fruit, whereas they're ready to go within 6 months.
On our final segment for today, Grand Prix of His Majesty King Mohammed VI in 3-star show jumping is held at the Royal Guard's Hipika Arena in Tetuan. Meanwhile, in Turkey, a cheese museum gains attention from the public. Now let's have a look.
The Grand Prix of His Majesty King Mohammed VI in 3-star show jumping is held at the Royal Guard's Hipika Arena in Tetuan. The event marked the highlight of a 3-day official competition. Moroccan rider Abdesalam Benani Smars claimed the Grand Prix title after a strong performance. The Grand Prix continues to be one of the country's most anticipated equestrian events. With the arrival of spring, the Karakum Desert in Sakarchagin Etrap, Mary Velayat, transforms as sand dunes become covered with yandak grass, a favorite delicacy for Turkmen camels. With the first rays of the spring sun, the endless expanses of the Karakum Desert in the Sakarchagin Etrap of the Mary Velayat are transformed. Sand dunes, which until recently seemed lifeless, are covered with an emerald carpet of yandak grass, the main delicacy of Turkmen camels. The Sakarchagin Etrap, the administrative center of which is located in the Mary Velayat, has historically been the center of Turkmen livestock breeding. In Rizzi's Firtina Fadisi or Fitna Valley, the unexpected snowfall in April has brought two seasons together in a breathtaking harmony. While nature awakens with the colors of spring, the snow-covered landscape creates a fairy tale-like scene, enchanting visitors with its surreal beauty. In Dusce, nature enthusiasts gathered at the 1,600 meters high Signekli Plateau for a traditional off-road and camping event. Participants from Dusce University and neighboring provinces competed with off-road vehicles on snow-covered highland roads. The event aimed to promote Dusce's natural beauty and offered thrilling moments for all involved. From Istanbul, the exhibition featuring 170 works by 7 artists has opened at the Istanbul Palace Collections Museum. The exhibition, titled Hayret Makami, The Mode of Awe, features examples of the arts of illumination, marbling, miniature, tile work, and bookbinding. Meanwhile, the thematic cheese museum located in Kars, a city in Turkey renowned for its cheese, has welcomed over 33,000 visitors in the past 3 months. The museum also features reenactments of the production stages of various types of cheese made in the region. From Kassar to Gruyere, the processes behind a wide variety of cheeses are showcased in this museum. From Ahlat, the world's largest Turkish Islamic cemetery created postcard-like images after the unexpected snowfall. Despite the spring season in Turkey, the snowfall in the eastern Anatolian region in April negatively impacted life. However, the ancient sites in Bitlis's Ahlat, a historical city, fascinated visitors with the ongoing snowfall and the white cover. The tombstones of Ahlat, the world's largest Turkish Islamic cemetery in the Middle Ages dating back to the Seljuk era and being on the UNESCO World Cultural Heritage tentative list, created postcard-like images after the snowfall.
The send-off ceremony for the Indonesian delegation performed at the International Children's Festival took place on Tuesday at the Lab School Jakarta Auditorium. Alfi Fajri, a teacher accompanying the group, explained that the delegation consists of 13 students, 11 girls and 2 boys, along with 2 accompanying teachers. According to the plan, they will depart for Ankara, Turkey from April the 17th to 27th. They carry a mission to introduce the face of Indonesia through cultural diplomacy by performing traditional Indonesian dances. The team has been practicing for 2 months and will showcase the ondel-ondel dance, a traditional dance native to the Betawi culture. Alfi added that, in addition to showcasing Indonesia on the international stage through cultural diplomacy, the participation of the Indonesian delegation is also expected to provide valuable experience and help the students build confidence and mental readiness to perform in public. The participants are also expected to exchange knowledge with peers from other countries and bring pride to Indonesia in the international arena.
1, 2, 3, sekali lagi.
The Art Jakarta Gardens return on April 22nd until 27 at Hutan Kota in Pelataran in Jakarta. Entering its fourth edition, this outdoor art exhibition presents 25 galleries from various cities across Indonesia, showcasing contemporary art in an urban garden landscape. Artistic director Enin Supriyanto explains that Art Jakarta Gardens began in 2022 as an alternative art exhibition during the COVID-19 pandemic. Now the event has evolved into an art platform with a distinctive character, combining artworks, open spaces, and music performances. Meanwhile, fair director Tom Tandio says that this year the number of exhibitors has increased from 22 to 25, with booth arrangement adapted into the open space. The exhibition also strengthens the public programs to bring art closer to the urban communities. The Art Jakarta Gardens will be open exclusively for VIP guests on April 22nd and for the public starting April 23rd.
Indonesia medical field has once again received an outstanding accomplishment as Dr. Marjono Cahyadi, also known as Dr. Joy, successfully completed his doctoral program at the University of Helsinki, Finland. Dr. Joy also earned his PhD in record time for the doctoral program category just in 18 months and 12 days. In line with his doctoral program, Dr. Joy is a neurosurgeon specializing in aneurysm at Mandaya Royal Hospital, Puri. In his dissertation, Dr. Joy focused on aneurysm in the vertebrobasilar artery. Dr. Joy explained more about brain aneurysm, which can have fatal consequences if not treated seriously. The achievement gained by Dr. Joy also received appreciation from the founder of Mandaya Hospital Group, Dr. Ben Hidayah. For him, Dr. Joy has not only earned excellent recognition in the field of medical education, but is also one of the best neurosurgeons at the hospital. According to statistics, Finland is one of the countries with the highest brain aneurysm cases in the world. This is what motivated Dr. Joy to study brain aneurysm in the country, with the hope that the education he received there will contribute positively to patients, especially in the case of brain aneurysms.
And that concludes our episode for this week. Thank you for watching. I'm Narendra Pawaka. We'll see you on the next episode of Your World. Goodbye.